Welcome back to the channel. Happy Friday. So this is the time of year where you've got to choose between fishing that mid-range offshore structure or go and fish cover shallow. Now, if you have a lot of suitable shallow cover, that would be where I would recommend heading first because you don't have to deal with fall turnover. You never know what the fish are doing with the thermocline. Are they out super deep? Are they relating to that shallower structure, or are they just not out there at all and they've totally bypassed any of that, chasing bait, heading into the mud? Now, not every lake has suitable shallow cover, so there might not be enough of it for you if there's a bunch of people on your lake, or you may just spend all day running around trying to find it, not actually fishing, which isn't really any fun. So there are times when you have to go out deeper. Now, most good deep fishing lakes are going to revolve around water clarity. So this could be tannic water, this could be green water, or this could be crystal clear water. But as long as you have good visibility, there's typically something going on, at least off the bank. It may not be deep, it may be mid-range, but offshore fishing is typically good on those type lakes. And you really don't have an option but to look out there a lot of times, because if you get towards the bank, a lot of it's not going to be any good unless you have shade or some type of cover where those fish can hide. So for that reason, it's hard for me to choose. Do I go shallow or do I go offshore when we have those days that just aren't suitable for fishing? So I just got off the water yesterday, fished 3 hours on a lake by my house. This is Ward Lake, Ivers Reservoir. It's a man-made pit in Bradenton, Florida on the Braden River. And it's tough a lot of days because you have no offshore structure to fish. There's a dam, but that's not what created the lake. It was man-made by digging it. They didn't let it dam up and create the offshore structure, the main river ledge, points and drains and channel swings and all that good stuff that we like to fish offshore. It's just a featureless, silted in with some shell, maybe some wood out there randomly. But for the most part, there's nothing out there to fish. So you basically got to fish the bank, which can still be offshore fishing. You just fish it all the way out to your boat, throw a Carolina rig. Oh! Got him. We're counting it. Oh, do they? Or you go and try to fish the cover. Now, the problem with trying to fish the cover is that the water's clear, so they're hard to trick once you get close to them. And you need to use baits that are going to get to the bottom quickly because they dug right up to the bank. So it's like 7 to 14 feet right next to the bank. It's almost like a bluff wall, but it's not because it's sand. It's not hard rock. You can't really fish anything down the side of it. But the fish will relate to that edge like they do on any lake where they just like to be on an edge. So yesterday we Carolina rigged, and it just wasn't any good. We spent a lot of time doing that. We covered a lot of water. We tried fishing slow. We tried some high percentage places like some points, or at least little avenues is what I call them, those little junctions where there's going to be areas where the fish can swim this way, that way, and then they're going to stop on a place. Typically all you have to fish. There wasn't hardly anything going on in those places either. So this is a problem you run into. You either have got to fish those little nothing spots and really fish them hard, or you have to look for the heaviest cover possible. Now, there are some places where it gets kind of swampy and you can get back there and flip and throw a frog, and that's what I would definitely do heading to the lake next time. But this kind of reminds me of like lakes that I've seen on TV, like Lake Havasu. I know it's probably nothing like it, but it's one of those lakes where there's just not a whole lot of offshore targets for the bass to get on. and the water just doesn't suit up good for shallow water fishing. This can make really tough situations. This can help you learn a lot about, well, I just got to go find them no matter what. I got to trick them into biting. I got to make them bite. Flipping is one of those techniques that tends to always play on lakes like this. And then you also are going to become a really good offshore fisherman because you're going to look for those little nuances. So if you're ever in this part of the country, this is a fun little place to go fish. Or you just want to try something different on your lake, maybe go look for some fish in a different place. Try what I told you about fishing that mid range, fishing that offshore stuff, and not always about all the places that fish should get. Go look for some of those random places, and then also go and try to drop a bait in places where no one else has. So I think that's probably the takeaway from this. Hope this helps you. Good luck to you, and I'll see you on the water.